Wait, where's the? Where's the button? Where am I looking?
Your finger until your finger sees the camera. Your camera sees the finger. You're like a fucking chimp. Up, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the camera. That's the camera.
This is gonna be a great video.
Play action fakes it for pass end zone. Yes, touchdown.
Hi and welcome to Geno's Picks video. Look, it's a snow day. I don't care. I got to use my boy Braun. Say hi, Braun. Isn't he clever? We're using his camera and we're getting right to it. 4 wildcard games. By the way, did you get in last week on our second straight 3-in-1 week? Yes, say what you want, but Daddy goes into the postseason after a strong final 2 weeks, going 7-3, that's 70%, to bring his overall record to 50-40, that's 56%. And you know what else that is? Very good in Vegas. But you want to be excellent, don't you? And well, because it's snowing here in New York City, we're going to give this a snow day theme because these lines look like the snow in Miami. Explain the joke, Bronson, and say Miami right.
It's a yayo, Miami.
It's cocaine. And you ready for this, Bron? Teaser? That's only the second best joke about lines in this week's video. Let's get to the picks. Let's stumble through it, Bronicus. Okay, my first pick. The Titans are getting 9 from the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Why? Because the Titans' leading receiver in their ugly 15-10 last week was their quarterback, or because their leading receiver in last week's ugly 15-10 win against the Jags was their running back? Well, I don't care what you're saying, because regardless of whether they were trying or not, we know KC wasn't against Denver, so you give us that big fat line. But none of that matters 6 days later, as we know damn well both of these teams will be trying. And while many seem to think it's a huge factor that DeMarco Murray has been ruled out for Tennessee, Daddy absolutely loves it. Because that means the Titans will have the dual threat that is 23-year-old Derrick Henry and his well-rested legs grinding out the ball at Arrowhead Stadium, rather than 29-year-old DeMarco Murray, who is so old he doesn't have rested legs. You know what he has, Bron? Restless leg syndrome. And that's why Henry was the leading receiver, because he took a 66-yard screen pass to the house last week for the game's only offensive TD. Oh, and speaking of rested legs, guess who looked the healthiest he has all year in the win? Marcus Mariota, who may have been an average quarterback at best most of the year, but when you rest his legs and you put him, let him run around the pocket, you know what he does? He does things that make it difficult for the defense to take him down, which is why he was the leading rusher with 60 yards. Yeah, sit there and think this was a close game, but it wasn't. The Titans defense shut out the Jags offense with their only TD coming on a defensive fumble return late in the game. My point is this as I ramble: the Titans may not win this game, but they don't go quietly against an Alex Smith, who is 1-3 as the Chiefs starter in postseason, and that's why this will be a close game. In fact, another reason is because in his last 2 meetings against the Titans, in Kansas City, Alex Smith is 0-2 and has posted 2 of his 3 worst QBR ratings since joining the Chiefs. Okay? So in any case, 2 of Smith's 3 lowest passer ratings in nearly 80 games with the Chiefs have come against the Titans team that will flat out keep it close. Take the Titans and the 9 you're getting. My next pick, the Falcons are getting 7 from the Rams at the Coliseum Saturday night. The Coliseum. You'll see them making columns. Here we go. The defending NFC champs are getting a TD from a very young Rams team with the youngest coach in the NFL. This is one of those teams. Idiots will tell you that the line is screaming to take the Falcons. But as I have said, NFL lines don't scream, they don't cry, and they don't beg. The only line I have ever seen begging are the line of Jews in every World War II documentary I ever watched. Don't cover your face, Bronston. Be with the joke. And speaking of people who had a terrible experience in the 40s, I'm going to put this game squarely on the shoulders of 47-year-old Falcons head coach Dan Quinn, who cannot possibly make any worse a postseason decision this week than he did in his last postseason game, Super Bowl 51. Now, as for 31-year-old Sean McVay, I'm not so sure about him, which is why I like the Falcons, who are a finesse team that can play catch-up as well as anyone in the league to keep this game close, if not steal it. It's going to be a holocaust of a game. What?
Timothy McVeigh?
No. My next pick, the Bills, who had the exact same record as the Chargers at 9-7, and even lost to them, but are in the playoffs instead of them. I'm not bitter. Are getting 7 from the Jags in Jacksonville. Look, I'm kidding, of course, and if you don't believe me, ask any of my friends that hung out with me this past Sunday when they asked me what the Chargers needed to get into the playoffs, to which I would always answer, oh, that's easier than you think. They just need to hit a 23-yard field goal in week 2 against the Dolphins. That didn't happen this past Sunday. That's why the Bills team that last played in the postseason in 1999, losing on the Music City Miracle, ended their 17-season playoff drought via another miracle when the Ravens defense allowed a 49-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Boyd with 44 seconds, giving the Bengals a 31-27 victory and knocking the Ravens out of the postseason. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, people of Baltimore, that may be why Marvin Lewis got a 2-year extension, guaranteeing your team 4 more wins over the next 2 years. Oh yeah, the Jags defense is very good. And the weather is going to be 55 degrees, which incidentally, Bronson, is 35 degrees less than the right angle LaShawn McCoy's ankle turned in Sunday's win over the Dolphins, which is why this is suddenly a very bad Bills team. And when you couple that injury with the Bills wideouts, who have so much trouble catching the ball, it's more like they're playing a vertigo. Vertigo is double vision.
Did you say Tyler Boyd instead of Tyler Boyd?
I gotta finish this video.
Now I understand.
It's a vertigo passing game, and really, all the Jags need to blow out the Bills is to take a page out of Bills head coach Sean McDermott's playbook, take out Tyrod Taylor. Nothing good will happen. Take the Jags and lay those 9 points. Bron, the Saints are giving a TD to the QB formerly known as Kid Oikos and the Panthers. Look, you're better off just flipping a coin on this one. Because even if the line was 15 or if it was just 1.5, I still would not know who to take. Because this isn't the same Cam Newton we saw 2 years ago. This is some Cam Newton that is inconsistent and can't be trusted. But you know who can be trusted? The Saints, with that incredible defense they've been winning with all year and their dual rushing attack of Alvin Kamara and that Ingram fellow. Because it's just made them so good. But here's the thing. I think this is going to be like the first Rocky movie. Because remember, that was the one where the incredibly athletic and handsome son of a bitch, Carl Weathers, black guy, was so focused on this newfangled jab thing that he forgot the most dangerous thing he was facing was an underrated white guy with a huge arm. And that's what you have in Drew Brees, and he's breaking it out this week. This is a game that may be close early, but Cam can't afford not to be perfect on the road, and he won't be. And by the end of this fight, Cam ain't gonna want no rematch. Take the Saints, lay the TD. Let's hope for the best with this, Brown, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're doing it all on this one. Fuck it. It's a snow day. It's a fucking snow day. It's snowing here. Okay?
It's brutal.
Now it's better.